I would like to pay a tribute to someone that is very special and dear to my heart, my grandfather, Melvin DeJonghe. Many of you may have known Grandpa Mel, whether he was a relative or a friend. He had a strong soul that will forever impact each of our lives in a positive way. He had a productive childhood, a desire to accomplish his goals, and the will to do whatever it took to provide for his family. In my eyes, he's a hero that fought in World War II. He was a storyteller and an adventurer who went through life with not one dull moment. I admire my Grandpa Mel because he made a significant impact on my life and who I am today. Before Mel was born, the DeJonghe family was saddened by the sudden death of their father, Frank DeJonghe, in a mining accident in Park City, Utah. Their mother, Mary DeJonghe, was pregnant with Mel at the time. Grandpa Mel would never know his father. Mel was born on March 14, 1924. The family welcomed him with open arms. Although he had no father, his mother and 8 other siblings loved him very much. Another death shook the lives of the DeJonghe family when Mel's brother Frank got hit in the head with a baseball. The boy was only 12 years old. The family was devastated. Mel grew up in Park City. He was always helping around the house, doing dishes and such. He loved to sing, and he enjoyed making candy. Everyone would always indulge in his fudge. Mel was a great athlete, participating in football, basketball, and baseball. He also loved the outdoors. He would go hunting and fishing. Mel became salutatorian of his graduating class at Park City High School. Mel was wise beyond his years, but education became limited due to working to support the family. After graduating, Grandpa Mel, along with each of his brothers, Bill, Ern, Garvin, and Harry, decided to join the Army. Mel enlisted in the Army Air Corps in 1942 at age 18. He was assigned to Buckley Airfield in Denver, Colorado, where he learned how to fly airplanes. Mel received his wings and commission in Oklahoma, becoming 2nd lieutenant. In 1944, he went overseas to Europe to fight the Germans in World War II. Mel would fly the injured soldiers from the battlefields to the hospitals in London. Later, he was signed as pilot on a ferrying command, flying planes from one base to another. Grandpa Mel was awarded the Air Medal and the Afro-European Asian Campaign Ribbon with 3 stars. Mel returned home to Park City in 1945 while on leave from the Army. This is when he met Jolene Carlisle, my grandmother. Mel began to attend the University of Utah after being discharged from the Army. Mel decided to make flying his career. In 1951, Mel was hired by United Airlines as a pilot. Mel flew with United Airlines for 34 years before retiring in 1984. My grandfather and grandmother were married on September 14, 1951 in Park City. They lived at home with Mel's mother until her death. Mel and Joe lived in various cities all across the United States. They even started a family. Jane, their firstborn, was born in Salt Lake City. My father, Frank, was born in Los Angeles. Aunt Mary was born in Chicago, Illinois, and Aunt Karen was born here in Denver, Colorado. The family settled in Colorado in 1966, building a home on 61 Fairway Lane in Columbine Valley. The family lived in that home for 40 years. I remember celebrating holidays like Christmas and birthdays and the 4th of July. Many fond memories at this home. Grandpa Mel enjoyed living here. He would enter golf tournaments at Columbine Country Club, and he continued to raise his beautiful family. The family continued to grow, and traditions were made. As far back as I can remember, family get-togethers were always anticipated with excitement. Our family memories are like the glue that hold the pieces together. Without them, our family would not remain close like we are today. My Aunt Karen, Grandpa Mel's youngest daughter, shared a story with me just the other day. When Karen was a young girl, Grandpa Mel used to come home from long work trips with tiny packages of macadamia nuts. These tiny packages had a measly 8 or so nuts in them, so the kids treated them like gold. Grandpa would come home from these trips with a scruffy beard on his face, Karen recalls. She would jump on his back for a piggyback ride to bed. Grandpa Mel would rub his scruffy beard along Karen's cheek before a bedtime kiss. Grandpa Mel enjoyed to golf. This statue has always brought back memories of him. He used to take my cousin Tyler and I on golf cart rides throughout Columbine Valley when we were young. I always felt like a free bird on these rides throughout the golf course. We never wanted the fun to end. I also remember going to Grandma and Grandpa's house for sleepovers. In the morning, Grandma would make hot cream of wheat cereal for Grandpa and I. I used to love eating hot cereal with him. Grandpa Mel ate other foods that were a bit unorthodox as well. Aunt Jane, Mel's first daughter, recalls her father eating ketchup on his scrambled eggs and butter on his saltine crackers. Mel used to eat ice cream every single night for dessert. He'd eat corned beef and cabbage on St. Patty's Day and lamb on Easter. He also loved candy, all kinds it seems. Every year around Christmas, Grandpa and Grandma would make their famous fudge. It was a huge production that would take full days to complete. They used to deliver trays and trays of fudge to family and friends around Christmas. Everyone would always look forward to that. My grandfather was an outstanding individual. His childhood made him a courageous man who helped rescue hundreds of people. He risked his own life to save others. He took care of his family by pursuing his flying career and building a wonderful home. If you knew my Grandpa Mel, you already know how loving and generous he was. And if you never knew him, you can now be inspired by his integrity and compassion. Grandpa Mel will never be forgotten by those who love him. His life should be recognized and celebrated throughout time. I'm very pleased to have had the opportunity to honor someone of this heroic nature. Let us keep his memory close to our hearts forever. Thank you.